Okay, so let's get this corrected, shall we? Because I've got really big scary scientists going on with this. They're fucking cutting up my shit. And they're indenting by pulling the strings that they stitch in. You realize, like, my Aunt Marie, she was born like a beautiful little Aryan princess. I mean, just beautiful, like all of the other ones of Mariah's children. She now has the skin of shoe leather and the face of the German World War II Kaiser in uniform. She looks so manly, and her skin has been pulled and contorted. It looks like she had a face transplant. FACETRANSPLANT. But not like she went to a doctor and asked for it. It's more of the scary science, which is all of those video game artists and those CGI artists is what you call them. Oh, that does like Avatar on a painted screen. You realize that there's a program, and in my land of anything's possible. Here's what we were trying to escape from having to explain to all of the criminals of human level everywhere. There is a piece of equipment that looks somewhat like this. It illuminates with your very real genetic person that you think is alive at my exact same time. And from anywhere, they just pull up your genetic, and they use a cutting tool, and they start to reconstruct your face. And then they put a timeline together where it changes over a long-term plan of one quantum string that you're pulled into to make your visual appearance deteriorate in a very structured manner. We call it a structured settlement, right? So here we are I am not part of that program. I am the one who quietly arrived to be scooped off the Fidelis and to be brought to Never Never Land, where all of the saints and angels and Atlanteans like myself that are Aryan look over the equipment and the police patrolling to make sure that that level of scary genetic size equipment does not get discovered. Too late on that, because you've waited 42 years in having me in this position and putting Gayle King in a TV position with Oprah and making them super millionaires. Oh my God. You circus monkeys are a real fucking turd. Oh, here's the last thing. I know everybody gets mad about colostomy. Okay, all areas stupid, fucking, and useless. Here's the clue from right. Okay, a colostomy bag. When you're in the hospital and they do the surgery, when the doctor opens the sterile package from the manufacturer, there's no shit in it yet. There's no color. It's just a bag. So why do you get so angry when I call you that stupid, fucking, and useless? Did you do something to earn all that anger? Yeah. You don't like to be disrespected? Yeah, you earn every fucking piece of your anger, because that's how I feel about you. Right. So anyway, here we are, in the bag comes out of the sterile package clear, or not see-through, but it's somewhat clear with no color. And we built the word. Are you ready for this? Here we go. Cataruza, right? Cosmic, right? Me and Alexi, right? From Rubicon to Alexicon, right? They have a car by the name of Lexus, Lexus, that has a symbol kind of like this. That's Alexander the Great's from Lexicon. That I don't know. one of the shitbag children, probably the Nikkei and Yen people who stole my entire fucking economy, took off with in shitbags at surface Earth. But whatever. Here we are, and let's keep the colostomy bag conversation moving. So a colostomy bag, originally, it's like a plastic purse, P-U-R-C-E, S-E. You gals, G-A-L-S, not you gals, because those are the guys, but the gals, G-A-L-S, right, yeah, you ladies, you fucking shitbags who carry around the Babery and the Fendi and the nobody gives a fucking shit. Yeah, nobody. Here's the thing: I carry around a colostomy bag, and inside of it, it's Catarusa, the Cosmic Kid. Right? Yeah, it's a C, then it's an O because she's the Omni, which is big things. If you're out of the Bayberry territory and you know what an ohm is, it's a wisp of something magical. And then it's, so colostomy, C-O, and then it's the word lost, L-O-S-T. It's all the lost children, right? Yeah. See, what I do as an observer, trying to get to heaven and Valhalla, where I belong in Aryan, I try to take my colostomy bag. I was born with the plastic one because I have no money, and the hospital was kind enough to give me a measurement tool. Right. I take the plastic colostomy, I walk around and I observe things. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's a TV. This morning on that TV, oh, there was a brown colored kid. I'm going to put her in the colostomy bag. Here, Oprah's in there too, right? Okay, here's all your lost company kids for all you idiots. Right, yeah, see, here's the thing. Ready on that one? You want an idiot education? I'm going to need to see some ID. That's the way it works. Idiot educations. You need identification, ID. I need to know who the fuck you are. I have to document it because the ID, right? I need your identification written on my paper before I speak to you because I don't want to do OT, which is overtime, which is explaining a second time to the kill committee and the murder club why you signed in with your ID, got an idiot's education, took that information and didn't help the kid out. So now all the idiot applications have to go to the overtime department because now kiddo, who already explained it, you checked the information out of the Alexandria Library for MUM, M-U-M and M-O-M, right, to fix the one position. So you had and you learned yourself the education. You were supposed to go out and help the one white kid not be left on the side of the street on trash day, which is the day after Donald Trump wins second time. Oh, wait, they haven't announced that yet, right, whatever. Right, so that's how this works. Right, so you got an idiot's education. We took your ID. You were educated in some manner. And then you went out and made it fucking worse for the one kid that's here for an extra special purpose. So now she's in overtime, which is age 42, and being edged and harmed in all sorts of ways because all of you with your idiot education that was documented and ID'd didn't do a fucking thing for one white kid. I didn't ask you to save like 10 million white kids. I said one. One white kid left by the curb. Might as well have been dropped out of one of those fancy helicopters. I don't know. I call them condors. My kids tell me that in Call of Duty you call them raptors or something. I don't know. And nobody gives a shitville. Your words are going to change by the next time, whatever. So now, you got the idiot's education. They get mad when we call you idiots. It's like, were you at idiot training? I mean, because you were dumb as all fucking hell when you came out of your mom's twat. I mean, she didn't know anything. She was speaking to you. You thought you spoke a language, but you didn't know what it really meant. You had no purpose. Until you got to idiot training, you didn't know what the fuck was going on, what we were really doing here.
What are we protecting? What are we hiding? What are we trying to accomplish? What's... Right, yeah. So you took all the idiots training out of the library, didn't do anything useful or helpful to help the one kid. So now she's actually doing overtime and going through it. Her life has gotten so much worse, as has everybody else. And now what happens? All areas stupid, fucking, and useless. I'm just curious. Because the kid, which is me, knew nothing. I had to walk through the Master Matrix steps in simulation to get to this point. Meanwhile, you idiots with an idiot education took all of up to this point intel, fancied yourself with some kind of further knowledge, and then made all sorts of alternate plans rather than helping my one cunt get to one cock to have one special kid on a special clock. So that's why, like, I don't really give a shit. Get all the people with the idiot educations together and go murder everybody in the venture capital and the political fund, because I really don't care where they come from. I don't need any of you. What I need is the same thing I was fucking born with. And if you all are that fucking stupid still, even after an idiot education, you are not worth your time. So now, here's the other thing. The day you're born, have no history, have no future, have no money. Your parents might have had money, but they stole it, so don't get too close with them. They're fucking, like, criminals. And outlaws. They just haven't fucking come to round them up and execute them yet. You don't want to get involved in that. So, right, here we are. That's, like, the only truth you're ever going to get. And now, just be wary. There are some fucking retards, we call them mantards, mantards, that gave some mental institutions, they call them colleges and universities in America, some falsified documents, claims, and whatever, schedules, and told the education department to lie to the children and falsely implant a reality that never fucking existed about all sorts of people that they can't confirm ever went through any of those things in actuality. So that's why I don't understand why there is such a thing as a history class. How did you get an authority to teach anything in New York? I'm just curious. Yeah, I didn't give you education department like approval. Every fucking shit should have closed. None of you had an idiot's education, so that's what you needed. Right. Okay. So the other last thing is when I was in the hospital, the STONYBROOK hospital, after I went to the National Guard booth and the Suffolk County booth to check in so they could assess my mental status before I went to the STONYBROOK hospital, and then the real heavy fucking equipment went on where I couldn't even speak. And then they put me up in a room for 3 days for observation, which was fine. But here's the thing. They gave me a schizophrenic diagnosis. There is no medical board of doctors. There is no college of anything that gives out licenses. Now, those people held me against my will. They wouldn't let me out of the hospital. I asked the head nurse to call someone at FBI, CIA, or NASA level because I was having a larger medical event than the student doctors at STONYBROOK were capable of handling. And that head nurse wouldn't make a phone call for me. She never called the authorities to report it. She never even told the authorities that I needed their help and that I needed to report something directly to them while I was under doctor's care. And then they placed me under a doctor's care that was not qualified for what was going on. So there's several crimes involved. It's neglect of responsibility completely, neglect of the patient, and then like prancing around like you have this big medical, you read and regurgitate letters glued together, stupid. You don't know how fucking science works. Don't sit there and pretend like you can give someone who's way smarter than you a diagnosis and then ruin their life completely.